Thanks for joining us. A year and a half ago, a DUI crash took the life of a young Las Vegas woman. The driver is about to be sentenced.
Kevin Miranda, he was about 18 when he killed honor student Angela Peterson, but Peterson's parents say Miranda's not the only one who should be brought to justice. They allege that police officers contributed to their daughter's death.
George Knapp of the I-Team is here now with the exclusive story. George.
From the very beginning, Angela Peterson's parents have wanted to know who provided the booze to Kevin Miranda, and now they have their answer. From what the I-Team's been able to track down, it is abundantly clear that Miranda spent that fateful night drinking at a party attended by several employees of the Clark County School District Police, as well as an unknown number of teenagers. No one tried to stop a drunken Miranda from driving away, and Angela Peterson died as a result.
As long as we got to suffer with this, somebody else should be suffering as well.
Frank and Linda Peterson don't have to guess how many days it's been since their daughter was killed.
Show me your arm. What's that?
It's the number of days Angela's been gone.
And you change that every day?
Every day.
Their daughter Angela, an honors student, would have been 25 if she had not been driving home one morning in November 2009. At the intersection of Rainbow and Flamingo, 18-year-old Kevin Miranda blew through a red light and plowed his truck into Angela's car. Angela was killed, and in a way, so were her parents.
He destroyed our life. He took what we wake up in the morning for away. And you go through that first night all over again. It never stops. The doorbell ringing and the police being there and the coroner being there. It's never-ending nightmare.
This was her room. It is as she was before all this happened.
One reason the Petersons have been unable to move past the tragedy is the lack of remorse by Miranda. On the night he was arrested, police say he was joking and laughing in jail about what had just happened. Even now, his Facebook page advises it's a waste of time to overanalyze the past, leave the pieces on the floor, and move the F on, Miranda says. But the parents are also haunted by knowing that someone supplied alcohol to Miranda. And now they do know, thanks to anonymous tips and a detailed letter sent to their attorney, Mark Cook, and to anti-DUI crusader Sandy Heverly.
Yes, you find out that Kevin Miranda and his 16-year-old girlfriend attended this party where they were provided alcohol. Not only provided alcohol, but they were provided alcohol by police officers, the Clark County School District police officers, drinking with the Clark County School District police officers.
The letter says a dispatcher for the Clark County School Police hosted the annual police holiday party at her home. Flyers for the party were posted inside school police headquarters, advising that, of course, beer pong would be part of the festivities. Police dispatcher Rebecca Wamsley also held a birthday party that night for her 17-year-old daughter, which meant cops and teens were partying together. According to the tipster, Miranda drank several shots of booze with Police Sergeant Robert Morales and played beer pong with other officers. Miranda was visibly intoxicated when he left the party. At the scene of the accident, which is a mere 3.9 miles from Wamsley's home, he admitted to police he drank at least 4 shots of Jack Daniels. In the truck with Miranda was his girlfriend, the 16-year-old daughter of another dispatcher for the school police.
This kid was drinking with cops, playing beer pong with cops, and left. And I don't know if you've seen this kid, but he's obviously under 21, and his 16-year-old girlfriend at the time surely looked at least close enough that you have to say. And by the way, the party was for somebody under 21, the birthday party, half of it. He drank with school district police and left right past them after drinking with them, got in the car, and killed Angela.
According to the letter and another source currently working for the school police, a cover-up was instituted. All copies of the party flyer were ordered destroyed. The sergeant in charge of police dispatchers, Brian Niebecker, allegedly told his employees to keep quiet. When Metro investigators came to ask about rumors of underage drinking, no one at CCSD Police could remember seeing Miranda at the party or seeing any minors drinking. Sergeant Morales and Sergeant Niebecker were both promoted to lieutenant. Repeated attempts to get a comment from Chief of Police Phil Arroyo and other officers were denied. Arroyo and Morales both told the I-Team the incident is an internal personnel matter and that any comment must come from Metro.
It wasn't an investigation to find out who, in addition to Miranda, was responsible for Angela's death. It was an investigation to see how fast can we hide what happened before anybody knows we were involved. Instead, what it appears they did is they threw all of the flyers out and told everybody to shut up.
Mark Cook was able to confirm essential facts. After receiving the tipster letter, he sent a letter of his own to Walmsley's home and told her she could face consequences because of the party. An investigator for Walmsley's insurance company needed less than 2 weeks to conclude that Miranda was there drinking. The company agreed to pay the maximum amount allowed by the homeowner's policy, $300,000, no questions asked. The irony of school cops drinking with school kids is not lost on the Petersons.
Excuse me, these are the people protecting your children. They're the ones responsible for their safety.
But if Clark County School District Police did any one of 10 different things, Angela would also be alive. And I know it kills Frank and Linda to know that the people that also could have stopped her death not only have gone scot-free, but according to this, they've been promoted for covering it up.
A spokesperson for Metro told us that contrary to what school police have been telling us, Metro did not clear the district cops for complicity in this. It's just that they have no witness who will confirm on the record that any cops were drinking with Miranda. Furnishing alcohol to a minor is a misdemeanor charge at most, and Metro investigators were not informed that the insurance company paid off the claim before one had ever been filed. It took Kevin Miranda 13 months to decide to plead guilty. He'll be sentenced tomorrow. It'd be nice if maybe the judge or somebody could ask him, hey, where'd you get the booze, before they sentence him. We know, because we've been contacted by so many people inside the police department, the school police, that there are honest employees there who are bothered by this. We need some of them to come forward, though, and be willing to stand up and say this on the record.
Now, the parents got the $300,000 insurance payment.
They got $300,000. They donated every penny to a scholarship fund for their daughter.
Thanks, George. And thanks for joining us. A lot of viewers and the school board responded to our I-Team investigation of a party for school district police officers where a teenager allegedly got alcohol.
The teen was 18-year-old Kevin Miranda, who left the gathering, ran a red light, and took the life of 24-year-old Angela Peterson.
The I-Team broke that story last night. George Knapp is here with several new developments from just the past 24 hours.
Yeah, I'll tell you, reaction to the story has been swift and furious. First, from our 8 News Now viewers, whose anger has been boiling over online and on the phones. Anger aimed not only at the drunk driver, Kevin Miranda, but also at the Clark County School District Police for their poor judgment in drinking booze with teenagers and then for allegedly covering up their own involvement. This morning, the I-Team heard from School Board President Carolyn Edwards, who said the board was very disturbed by this story and would be looking into the issue of whether school police contributed to the DUI tragedy and then tried to cover it up. As we reported, sources within the school police told us that several officers attended a holiday party at the home of a police dispatcher, Rebecca Walmsley. On the same night, Walmsley also held a party for her teenage daughter. Police sources told us officers were drinking with the teens, including Kevin Miranda. Miranda left the party seriously impaired, drove less than 4 miles, and crashed into Angela Peterson's car, killing the honor student. We were given the names of 2 sergeants, Robert Morales and Brian Niebecker, who allegedly helped the department coordinate a cover-up story about the party. Both of those men have since been promoted. We've now learned that a 3rd officer, Lauren Johnson, who was in charge of the internal affairs investigation for the school police, was scheduled to be promoted at a school board meeting tomorrow, but we've just been told that agenda item has been pulled. School Superintendent Dwight Jones is on vacation this week, but issued a strong statement this afternoon announcing that as a result of our I-Team report, he is asking Sheriff Doug Gillespie to launch a renewed investigation. Jones declared the district and the community must have complete confidence in our school police. We must have no doubt that our officers conduct themselves in a manner consistent with their sworn oaths, adding that, quote, the superintendent has been in discussions with the sheriff and Metro will revisit the facts of this case. Once that review has been completed, the district will take any action that may be necessary, not only to ensure that the matter has been handled appropriately, but also to reassure the community that school police have the best interests of children and citizens in mind at all times. In addition to calls from school district officials, several school police employees have contacted us and volunteered more information about the party and subsequent events. We'll be reporting their information in the days ahead. Dwight Jones called us late this afternoon, assured us that anyone who provides evidence or testimony will be protected from retaliation. As we inferred last night, there are a lot of employees within the school district police who told us that they were sickened by what occurred and they want to tell what they know. We plan to give them every opportunity to do just that. and to make sure their information is passed on to Metro investigators.
Thanks for digging,
All right.
George.